how soft masculinity made K-pop idols so desirable. And I felt like this would be really, really interesting. But I've noticed this in K-pop, and it's honestly made me rethink my masculinity, if I'm being completely honest. And I feel like it's very unhealthy to be manly man. I'ma die a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to have that aspect, but I feel like you lose out on a whole nother side of masculinity when you are that way. And I kind of learned that growing up with my pops. My dad was an army dude, so he was really, really like hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? Like a man. Like low-key kind of verbally abusive and stuff like that. But because he was always working, I spent so much time with my mother. So I learned both sides, like how to be a manly man and do what you're supposed to do. And also I learned, you know, how to nurture and talk and articulate myself and about emotions and stuff like that, because my mom allowed me a space to grow up with that. So I feel like it's really, really cool, but I feel like K-pop really, really like developed that side of me a little bit more, because I started seeing the fashion and how like cool like the fashion can become whenever you break down those like very like masculine norms when it comes to like dressing and stuff like that. So it's really, really cool. I want to know what this creator have to say about it though.
Ever wondered why women are so into Korean men, K-pop idols, and actors? The answer might be their soft masculinity. So let's talk about the Gangnam concept in South Korea.
Wait, they got a whole
which
name
literally
for it?
means flower boy. It's a form of soft masculinity that's different from the usual macho vibes. This idea comes from Japan's bishinen and shoujo manga and anime, where
I feel like it's low-key kind of like true masculinity, like a balance. And I low-key feel like it's gonna become where most men are like that, at least the men who end up having families and stuff like that. Because I feel like because women are even in the playing field in terms of financial and responsibility, really, it's not even just financial. Once women started making a substantial amount of money, then the normal gender roles low-key stopped applying, because number one, the man used to provide, but if the woman got enough money, then that low-key make his position obsolete. And I feel like the man is gonna have to adapt to what worked for his family. You know what I'm saying? Not all families gonna have the woman as the breadwinner, but if I feel like if men gonna want to be able to have like a happy family, men gonna have to be able to adapt to the relationship that they have with the woman. You know what I'm saying?
the boys are beautiful, gentle, and have those androgynous features. K-pop idols show off this soft masculinity, which is the opposite of that tough, serious, emotionless version of masculinity that's more patriarchal. As Sun Young, a researcher known for her work on Asian pop culture and author of Korean Masculinities and Transcultural Consumption, explains Gangnam is unique because it focuses on purity, innocence, and politeness. Unlike the mysterious or rebellious bishinen characters, Gangnam boys are more wholesome and approachable, reflecting those Korean ideals of beauty and behavior. Basically, Gangnam takes the Japanese bishinen idea and adds a Korean twist, emphasizing innocence and politeness qualities you definitely see in K-pop idols. When I first got into K-pop years ago, I was more into girl groups than boy groups. But I had a conversation with a friend who was once a army, and she made a comment that stuck with me. Korean idols wear so much makeup, and that's not masculine, so I don't watch them anymore. This isn't just...
What? You not worried about the music? Hold up, I'm not understanding. You not worried about the music? You didn't listen because the makeup?
My friends thinking. A lot of guys feel the same way about K-pop idols. And believe it or not, even in Korea, soft masculinity and men wearing makeup weren't always as accepted as they are now. So how did this change happen, and how did the idea of...
Bro, I feel like, I don't know if I'm open-minded or what. I feel like when it comes to the makeup, it's just like whenever like your favorite actor do a scene in a movie and they put on makeup. Or like the news anchor get on the news and they put on makeup. Like, am I tweaking? They literally be in front of a camera doing music videos. Am I tripping? This literally not like uncommon, bro. Like literally people do this on TV all the time.
masculinity shift over time. Let me break it down. Back in the 1980s and 90s, The dominant image of men in South Korea was the salaryman, the professional guy in suits, luxury watches, and a strong traditional masculine look. This was heavily influenced by Korea's mandatory national service, which shaped men's ideas of what was appealing and appropriate. This was also when Korea started realizing the power of media and how much money it could bring in. More and more attention was drawn towards cinema, movies, and K-pop. It's crucial to understand that censorship in South Korea was super strict during the authoritarian era, from 1948 to 1993. During this time, there was little to no freedom of expression, and the government tightly controlled what people could say, create, listen to, and even watch. Criticizing the regime not allowed, and those who spoke out often faced serious consequences. According to a New York Times article from December 28, 1975, President Park Chung, he have emphasized the need for the country to be more selective and discriminatory in absorbing foreign cultural influences. He said that South Korea...
I'm not gonna lie, as somebody around the time Vex was born, okay, come on, Vera. Anyways, I was about to say, I feel like as somebody who is in the US and I see how the TikTok algorithm is and stuff like that, I could see how other countries would like scoff at people trying to intake the media that we have, because the media that we be having over here in the US do not be positive in any way, shape, or form, bro. It be like full of drama and just straight toxicness, bro.
Yeah, should.
But then I see stuff like the netizens talking about Korean, like, and I be like, y'all ain't no damn better. Like, bro, y'all ain't no damn better.
Retain good influences and reject bad ones from the start. This led to the banning of 261 songs deemed politically or morally harmful, many of which were American. Mr. Cho is a prominent literary critic. He was in charge of screening music. Around 3,700 songs were translated to Czech for political or obscene content, resulting in a blacklist. Some of the banned songs included Sometime in New York City by John Lennon and Yoko Ono. The One on the Right is on the Left by Johnny Cash. The iconic Blowin' in the Wind by Bob Dylan.
I don't know
Tom
none
Dooley,
of these songs.
Me and Mrs. Jones, and even some Elvis Presley songs. It wasn't until the early 1990s when democracy started taking hold and censorship began to loosen up. This change allowed people more freedom to speak their minds. Sun Young pointed out that during this time, male characters in Korean pop culture were typically portrayed as tough guys in gangster and detective films, or as rebellious young men in TV dramas. This was the dominant image in Korean media. However, things started to shift in the mid-1990s when the boy group Taiji and Boys hit the scene. According to...
We also got to check out, I probably won't do it today, maybe if we have time tomorrow, we got to check out that, I don't know if it's a documentary or what, but it's like a video talking about how K-pop came to be and stuff like that. We got to watch that.
Professor Elfing Huang, they brought a fresh style by blending rap, rock, and techno influences and mixing in English lyrics. Their unique approach and image sparked a new fan culture, which became a massive force in the music industry. This change played a big role in redefining masculinity in South Korean pop culture, leading to the rise of the communist concept of soft masculinity. They had such a massive impact on K-pop that they deserve their own appreciation video. But I'll briefly tell you why they're so important when it comes to the Korean wave. The group, active from 1992 to 1996, had 3 members, Seo Taiji, Lee Juno, and Yang Hyun-suk, who later founded YG Entertainment.
I was literally about to say, I know this nigga.
Big K-pop names like Blackpink, Treasure, 2NE1, and Baby Monster. They pushed back against the censorship laws of the time by incorporating social critique into their music. Despite facing pressure from ethics and censorship committees, there was one incident in 1995 when the ethics committee asked them to change the lyrics of their song Shide Yugum, and at a time when social media didn't exist. Their 1995 protest against the Korean Broadcasting Ethics Committee led to the end of music pre-censorship in Korea.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I always respect groups like this. You know, they always have people who be like, BTS was the ones who paved the way for everybody. And even though that is true, because two things can be true at the same time, I feel like the people who do it first are like, they face like the most adversity, which which is why BTS low-key was like the people who like, you know, paved the way. I also feel like the groups like this paved the way as well. And I feel like as somebody who first got into K-pop, not really like being like shown this, which is why we got to check that video out, not hearing their voice enough kind of make me think like, dang, they deserve so much more respect, you know? And I feel like that's what anything in history, I feel like history, we've come so far, but at the exact same time, I understand why like history moves so slow, because people be so stubborn and stupid, bro. Like, I want y'all to think about how we living right now. So many of the issues that we have as a person, as an individual, you'd be like, this would be so stupid, bro. Like, why are we still living like this? But you can't do nothing because the government and all of this extra stuff. So even though I be thinking like, oh, them people who back then, they was stupid, I also understand as an individual now how they feel, because what can I do as an individual? They probably felt the exact same way. The way we live in stupid, but what can I fucking do, you know?
Celebrate their 25th anniversary project Time Traveler. BTS remade their song Come Back Home in 2017. Their version carried the same call for societal change that original song did. It wasn't just their music, it was also their looks and portrayal of soft masculinity that often got them criticized. Their fashion, ranging from tailored suits to streetwear and traditional Korean.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, they don't even look like soft masculinity, bro. And I could definitely see what they was talking about, because back in the day, this probably was the soft masculinity, as opposed to like now. Shoot, the niggas back then probably would call the niggas now sissies. Like
their fashion.
Y'all know how old people be, bro. Old people be so ruthless, bro.
Ranging from tailored suits to streetwear and traditional Korean costumes, as well as their adoption of the snowboard look and dreadlock, frequently sparked controversy and even led to bans on national television.
Nah, the dreadlocks is crazy, bro. The stiff dreadlocks is wild work.
And dreadlock frequently sparked controversy and even led to bans on national television. Another artist, Yang Junil, also known as V2, was a Korean-American singer-songwriter active in South Korea from 1991 to 1993. He disappeared from the public eye and returned to the US after facing major backlash due to his unconventional looks and music. He was heavily criticized for wearing makeup and embodying soft masculinity, things that idols today get praised for. During a performance, he was even attacked by an audience member who pretended to shake his hand, but then violently pulled him off the stage, telling him, "You need a beating." His US nationality also made it hard for him to be accepted. And when his visa wasn't renewed by the Korean government, his career tragically ended. This shift continued with the next SM entertainment boy band, HOT, in 1996. Over the years, media and pop culture have increasingly portrayed soft masculinity in a positive light with boy bands like BTS, Pentagon, NCT, Stray Kids, and more. Another theory says this shift in masculinity has significantly influenced by the women's preferences as well. Celebrities or characters who embody traits of soft masculinity, like emotional sensitivity, gentleness, and vulnerability, often receive positive feedback. Recognizing this, the K-pop industry did its homework and closely examined market demands. A well-known story is of SM Entertainment's approach to forming boy bands. Before debuting their idol groups, SM Entertainment reportedly conducted surveys among high school students to pinpoint the traits and qualities they found appealing in idols. This practice reflects a broader trend.
Hold the hell up.
To pinpoint the traits and
face, makeup, hair, abs. What about the music? Personality? I guess this is you know what I'm saying?
Qualities they found appealing in idols. This practice reflects a broader trend where entertainment companies in South Korea conduct market research to align their artist concepts with audience preferences. By gathering feedback directly from young people, SM Entertainment refined their training and marketing strategies to match what the audience was looking for.
Smart.
This data-driven approach also highlights how K-pop companies shape their groups and adapt to changing trends and preferences. They realized that women were increasingly showing interest in men who portrayed soft masculinity, looked good, and took care of themselves. Even wearing makeup didn't bother women as much as it did men. Korea's cosmetics industry quickly noticed this shift, and we all know how big a trend it has become. Women have played a significant role in this shift in
I'm not gonna lie, they do be having better products, bro.
Masculinity in Korea. It's important to note that preferences can be diverse. Some women may prioritize traditional masculine traits, while others may find soft masculinity more appealing. Preferences can also evolve over time based on personal experiences and societal changes, so it's fine if someone doesn't like K-pop idols. There's no need to attack them. With the Korean wave, trends have emerged where the traits and looks of K-pop idols are increasingly valued among many young women. But soft masculinity in K-pop isn't just about idols walking around with a full face of makeup or acting cute. It's more about how they don't hide their emotions. We've often seen tears in the eyes of our favorite idols, or heard them say simple but impactful things like how much they miss their fans. This emotional openness is what many women appreciate. This emotional availability is a big reason why K-pop idols are so desirable. Women appreciate men who are in touch with their emotions and can communicate openly. This preference often comes from a desire for deeper emotional connections and more supportive relationships. Soft masculinity also challenges traditional gender norms that equate masculinity with stoicism and dominance. Women who value progressive gender roles may prefer men who embrace a softer, more nurturing approach, even in relationship dynamics. Women might prefer partners who show empathy and are willing to discuss feelings and conflicts in a constructive manner. And for some young K-pop fans, soft masculinity might just be about the looks.
Bro, the crazy thing is, the way he talking about this, in an ideal society, you would think that would be what anybody would want out of a partner. Am I like pulling this out of my ass? Wouldn't anybody want a partner who can like emotionally connect with them? Emotionally connect with them, and also like bro, what?
A much deeper meaning attached. Even when it comes to idols or Korean men, where
like, and when you think about it, it's like, if the goal is marriage, I want to spend the rest of my life with you type vibes. Like, think about the rest of your life, bro. If the goal is to spend the rest of your life with somebody and you can't be real with them, like cool with them, because when you think about a friendship, the friends who you closest with, literally like your best friend, you might have a group of friends. But the best friend that you have out of that group of friends usually is the person who you could be the closest to, like the realest to, share emotions with, and not feel like they go throw it back in your face or disrespect it. That's usually who you the closest to, best friends with. You know what I'm saying? So what do you want your partner to imbue some of that? You know, like be your best friend, be able to like, I don't understand. It sounds like it's like a foreign thing. But at the exact same time, is that not what we all like trying to get?
Wearing makeup. It's often tied to Korean social beauty standards, which were shaped significantly by the 1997 economic crisis. During that time, many men lost their jobs, and competition for employment became so intense that men began looking for ways to stand out, whether by getting more degrees.
Did this nigga say I'm fried?
Became so intense that men began...
Oh, I thought he said I'm fried. I was about to say, dang, bro. I thought he said I'm fried. He said I'm fired. I was about to say, bro, it's real. The economy real bad if you got a poster saying I'm fried. Like,
again, looking for ways to stand out, whether by getting more degrees, taking new courses, or improving their looks. The cosmetics industry saw an opportunity and capitalized on this need. Today, in Korea, men's beauty is just as significant as women's in cosmetics marketing.
Dang.
Beyond Asia, brand Korea is making its mark in the US and Europe. Male idols are featured on billboards in Seoul, promoting products like face masks and moisturizers. Companies are even hiring men to sell women's makeup products. Their influence extends beyond Korea to places like China, Thailand, and Singapore, where huge crowds gather for their performances and product launches. Men in China and Southeast Asia tend to think that Korean men are the typical beauty, says Lee Gong-min, a consultant to South Korean beauty companies. That is having a huge impact on male consumers in Asia.
Do y'all ever see something like this happening in the US? Like men being like in that type of industry? Or like men taking on like soft masculinity in a way. I feel like it's going to improve, but it's hard for me to imagine that actually being a reality, just based off of the fact of how much violence is over here in the US, if that make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, the amount of violence won't necessarily allow for it to be to that level, in my opinion. and I think the mindsets of people over here in the US, I think a lot of the men be more caught up in other people's opinions. And I don't think it's just a man thing. I think a lot of people in the US in general value society and people's opinions, especially with the growth of social media and how much time people spend on the internet. A lot of people live their life based off of like what the internet think is cool, and they low-key don't even understand that they under this umbrella of influence. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is popular right now, so let me try to be a part of this and, you know, be a part of this trend. If one trend popping off, everybody want to do it, you know? So it's just like, it's hard for me to imagine it being like a crazy thing, but I do see it improving over here. I messed up my frog. We see that. We see that. Thank you though for coming through.
With the rise of soft masculinity in K-pop, you might wonder if men in real life are as sweet and innocent as your favorite idols, or the answer is no. Despite the cute and soft image often portrayed by Korean men, the reality on the ground is that South Korea is still a patriarchal society. While some progress has been made over...
The crazy thing is, they have the soft masculinity over there to that degree, but I feel like, and I may be out of touch because I don't really hang out with men who have that type of mentality, but I feel like they be more patriarchal than us over here. Am I out of touch, y'all? I really want to know. Because I don't stay over there, so it's hard for me to tell, to be completely honest. I have to perform halftime tomorrow instead of pregame. Oh, I hope that go well, though. I don't know, y'all.
For the years, changing deeply rooted patriarchal norms is difficult and takes a lot of time. For instance...
And what also may make them more patriarchal than us is the fact that they have mandatory military. You know what I'm saying? We don't have mandatory military, so it's enough room for some niggas to be bitches. I'm just being honest.
South Korea has one of the largest gender pay gaps among OECD countries. As of 2023, women in South Korea earned about 31.1% less than men on average,
Dang.
A gap that is significantly wider than the OECD average of 11.9%. According to the Economist's Glass Ceiling Index, South Korea also ranks poorly in gender equality, with women holding only a small percentage of managerial positions compared to men.
Bro, what type of chart are we looking at, bro?
To the Economist's Glass Ceiling Index.
What the hell? Iceland? This is years. I don't know what the hell this is, bro. I'm not even going to try to read it.
South Korea also ranks poorly in gender equality, with women holding only a small percentage of managerial positions compared to men. The country's #MeToo movement in 2018 shed light on widespread sexual harassment in the workplace. Many women came forward...
Bro said harassment.
18 shed light on widespread sexual harassment in the workplace. Many women came forward with allegations against powerful men in various industries, including politics, entertainment, and academia. While the movement raised awareness about the issue, many women who spoke out faced severe backlash, including defamation lawsuits. I
don't know if y'all saw, but I did a video on like the anthrooms, and I haven't finished all of those because it kind of shook me up. But I did a video on the anthrooms, and I was talking about like a fix for Telegram, and a lot of people were saying that it's very important because it allowed people who are in areas like with the Palestine situation to communicate without their information getting out, and you know them basically getting punished. I did see that they had an update on that. Because I do try to stay up to date. I know I don't talk about all of like real life stuff because I feel like I try to separate real life and entertainment. But I did stay up to date on that, y'all. And I think they had an update after they arrested the CEO of Telegram. And I think now they got a way where like if anybody is like basically doing something wrong on the app, they will like basically get their IP. So I don't know if that's going to be a negative or positive. Like, it sounds like it's going to be positive, but I know stuff that sounds a certain way never play out how it's going to play out. So if I happen to see anything else, I'll keep y'all updated.
highlighting the challenges women face when trying to address harassment legally. In politics, women remain underrepresented. As of 2023, women made up only about 19% of the National Assembly, despite comprising roughly half of the population. Additionally, the country has been grappling with the mocha epidemic in recent years. Spy cameras used to secretly film women in public spaces and
Literally
even
was just
bathrooms.
talking about
Despite
this.
increased crackdowns, the problem persists, reflecting broader societal issues of gender-based harassment. Although soft masculinity is popular in pop culture, traditional gender roles are still deeply ingrained in South Korean society. Women are often expected to handle the majority of household duties, even when working full-time. Social pressure for women to marry and have children remains strong. And many women face discrimination in the workplace once they become mothers. And don't get me started on feminism. We all know how much backlash Irene faced for reading a feminist book.
Bro, how you gonna dump that much work on somebody, bro? They gotta work a full-time job, come home, take care of the house, cook, take care of the kids. I know they not taking them to the doctors and all of that stuff, bro. That's like you offloading that much stress onto a person, and then them the same type of niggas who will want to lay down at the end of the night after somebody tired as hell, literally just went through a lifetime of work, and you want to lay down and get your rocks off, bro. Like what, bro? That's crazy. Like I be looking at all of this stuff, and it make me want to be so much better. So it's like, even though I hate it, it's like, I'm glad I get to see, because my wife gonna get the best out of me.
Say I'm not a Korea hater.
That's low-key, that's part of the reason I'm going to the military. For like, I just want to put more work in, be more financially free and stuff like that. Bro, it's just crazy. The world that we living in, like one day this is gonna be like, people gonna look back at how we living right now and be like, these damn idiots. Like, bro.
Last time I talked about the racism in Korea, I got this tag. So, as South Korea faces these contradictions, the hope is that the changes in pop culture will lead to real and lasting societal progress. So hopefully one day, the respect and traits we admire in K-pop idols will not just be a fantasy on our screens, but a reality in everyday life. And that's it for today. Hopefully you liked the video. This was a topic I wanted to address for a long time. Do share your thoughts. Something you don't like or liked about the video. Share your opinions, and I'll see you guys with another topic, another video.